Hello there, my beautiful souls. My name's Hunter from Hunter's Healing Heart. I'm a health, wellness, and ascension coach, helping you rise into your highest frequency, vibration, and truth. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about emotional regulation and how it is the key to embracing, witnessing, and living your fullest life and your highest truth in all moments, all experiences. And guys, this is an important part of the process. And in my journey, right, I remember a time, and I've always had a sensitivity and an empathy and a big part of honoring emotions, right? And during childhood, and a lot of your stuff always comes to childhood and your relationship with your mom, dad, and somewhere along the way during childhood, I learned my emotional side was bad. It wasn't honored. And so I shut it down. I repressed it. I closed off, and I had such a fear of showing those aspects of myself. And especially as a masculine and as a man, I can't show that. I can't embrace that. And it took me a lot of time, energy, suffering, heartbreak, pain to break through this, guys, right? Because ultimately, guys, you want authenticity, and that is the fullness of yourself, and all your emotions, guys, are sacred, honored, and divine. And where the problem was in my journey is when that stuff would come up, because it was volatile. I didn't have good relationships with them. I repressed them. They weren't honored. It was very intense in the beginning. I was easily triggered. I was sensitive towards criticism, and I put on masks. I didn't want people to see the real me because I was miserable, right? And my connections felt superficial. My connection to myself felt superficial. And at the end of the day, I was empty and I felt miserable. I couldn't cry. I couldn't laugh. I was just blank. And it wasn't until I started going into these emotions, feeling them, that now where I'm at, guys, it's like, oh, I cried the other day. Tears came down my face. I was angry the other day. I let out some rage. And it's like in that, just being able to sit, honor, and listen, there's so much wisdom that comes within your emotions, guys. They are meant to guide you because you get direction in your life. And guess what? More than one emotion can happen at the same time. And so it's like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit of anger. I'm feeling a little bit of sadness and frustration. And where am I feeling that in my body? And then, oh, what are they trying to teach me? Oh, the anger of a certain boundary was getting crossed. The sadness, I was lingering to a past moment in the experiences, and the frustration is designed of a certain expectation, right? So I've literally sat with all that, and I got so much clarity. And now guess what, guys? What is my highest truth? Being able to honor, sit, and embrace with all that, you get to move forward with so much groundedness, stability, and authenticity and connection when you interact with other people, right? And so how to really go about integrating this, guys, because it is a journey, it is a process, and you're not going to change overnight, right? And so the first step in this is you have to be grounded and centered, because more often than not, if it's either repressed or it's very volatile, your nervous system gets activated. So now you're stuck in this game of flight, fawn, freeze, and you're not acting in your highest truth, and you're acting in behaviors that you learn to feel safe. Right? So the first thing is having that awareness of when I am activated, when my nervous system is impacted, guys. And there's different degrees of the nervous system, right? You have your sympathetic, which is fight, flight, fawn, or freeze. You have your parasympathetic, which is like relax, chill, heal. I'm so grounded. I'm so mellow. It feels good. And then, guys, if you've been in parasympathetic for too long, sympathetic for too long, you actually go to dorsal, and then everything starts shutting down because it's too intense within your body. So you have to build this awareness of your nervous system. And guess what, guys? How do you shut it down? How do you relax? The only way is through the breath, through the breath, through the breath, through the breath. And guys, I have a grounding radiance empowerment protocol down below that is on my website that will help you start to deregulate your nervous system and be in creation mode, because that's where we want you, baby. And going back to what I said is you have to be grounded in your body before you could really start honoring these emotions, right? So the best tool you have is breathe. Just deep breathing. And just do a couple of those till you feel more calm, right? And then guys, what you need to do is label it. What is this? Is this anger? Is this happiness? Is this joy? Is this sadness? Right? And then give it an intensity, right? Is this a 2 out of 10, a 3 out of 10, a 4 out of 10, or it's like, oh my God, I am freaking out. This is a 10 out of 10. I need to release this. I need to, right? And then where is it in your body? Where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your heart? Do you feel it in your shoulders? Do you feel it in your throat? Everything's tightening. Do you feel it in your body? Where do you feel it? And then guys, what you need to do next, and this can be the hardest, most difficult and challenging part, you have to go into it, right? If you're feeling the sadness in your heart, just surrender, let go, and breathe into it, and just give yourself permission. I want to feel the fullness of this. I want to go deeper, right? And then through there, guys, what you're doing is you're opening the container of that relationship to be seen, heard, felt, and understood. That is the key of how you start building loving relationships with it. Keep in mind, this is context dependent. I'm not saying that, oh, I just got into a car accident and I'm feeling sad and I have my family here and there's still danger that I go into this emotional process. Sometimes you have to compartmentalize. Always do what needs to be done in the moment, but you can come back to it, guys. That way you're not holding on to it and it doesn't get stored in your fascia, in your body, in your nervous system. That is the last thing you want, because guys, that is where disease comes from. That is where disempowerments come from. And it's a lot harder to release once it's been stuck there for years and years and years, and then you just forget what it should feel like, right? And so when you start building this connection in this container and you're opening it to feel it, you have to start talking to it as if it's a child, right? The most loving, pure, soft, respectful energy, even though the behavior could be crazy, something just out of this world. You have to love it, guys. Love it, love it, love it. And in time, what will happen is that little kid, your emotion will feel honored, seen, heard, understood, and felt. It will become a lot less volatile, and you'll get levels with different insight, wisdom, clarity, and direction within each of it, right? And that is what you're working towards. The key is, guys, with this, because it's a journey. Sometimes you're going to react in bad ways. Other times you're going to nail it. You're going to be perfect. What needs to happen is you just keep showing up, right? And same with kids, right? You're not going to be a perfect parent. You're going to make mistakes. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Be as consistent as you can. Be there. Be present. And keep showing up. And how do you do that? By witnessing, embracing, and loving. Just do that over and over and over. And I promise you, the relationship with your emotions is going to start becoming more impactful, more empowered, guys. You're going to have a lot more authenticity in how you connect with other people, because you have that expression and honor and integration of those emotions will be profound. Profound. It takes time. And guys, the clarity you get, that is the best part. That is the best part, because they're honored and there's a lot of layers to that, right? So what are some levels to this, right? And I've already mentioned, basically level 0, you're unaware of your emotions and you're reactive to it. You just start acting in certain ways. You're not sure what's causing it. And in this reaction, guys, there's a couple different approaches. One, it's explosive, it's volatile, it's outward, but it could also go inward, guys, where you shut it down, you repress it, you don't want it to be seen, heard, understood, you push it down. And both are very, very destructive, right? So now we go a level up, right? At least we're aware of it, and yes, we're having some reactions, but we're able to come back to center and just witness it and label it, and there's a little bit of love there. Now the next layer, guys, is there's a lot of love. You're very aware and you could feel it building, and you choose when to go within and you're starting to feel it, but occasionally you get off center, right? And the last level, guys, is your relationships are dialed in, you embrace them, you feel the fullness of them. Whenever they begin to make themselves known, you listen to the insight, and there's the highest love, and you've cultivated your sense of self through grounding and breath work, that you are able to detach and witness them to the fullest. And that is what we are working towards. Let me help you, guys. Let me help you. Let me help you step into your fullness, step into your authenticity, right? Link down below. And as always, guys, choose your light and empowerment. Blessings and much love.